Alright, CNT120, Chap5Lab. We just got done doing all the cabling in the Harrisburg site. We're going to switch over to the Philly site. If you haven't saved your packet tracer file in a while, make sure you do that. I did a save as on mine and called it demo. I did save as and just called it demo, so I knew that was not the original file. And then as I go here, I'm clicking the little save button to make sure I'm saving my progress. You might want to do the same. Alright, we're going to repeat everything we did on the Harrisburg side over on the Philly side. So let's do the horizontal cabling. So I'm going to go to my physical tab here. Let me back out till I can get to, here's the Harrisburg city. Let's go to the Philadelphia city. Their office building, we'll go to the main closet and let's cable the horizontal cabling here. So straight through cable, punch down 1, click on the patch panel, our closet, click on the rack, and we're looking for the patch panel. And we'll go to punch down 1. We'll go to 2, closet, patch panel 2. We'll go to 3, click on the closet, patch panel 3. And then we'll go to 4, click on the closet, patch panel 4. So there's the horizontal cabling for that closet. Let's do this one over here. Punch down 1, go to this closet, patch panel, punch down 1, keep it 1 to 1. And then we're going to go 2 into the closet, patch panel 2, port 3 here, punch down 3, into the closet, into patch panel, punch down 3. And then last but not least, 4 into the closet, punch down 4. So there's the horizontal cabling done for both closets. Let's go to the main one here and do the patch cables in the closet. Remember, we need to go to port 1 to 1 on the switch. So port 1 here on the patch panel to port 1 on the switch. Port 2 on the patch panel to 2 on the switch. And we do it this way to keep everything organized for troubleshooting later, trying to determine connectivity issues. We keep everything kind of lined up that way. So there is the patch cables in this closet. Let's back out. We'll go to this one and we'll do the patch cables in this closet. There we are. There's our patch panel 2 switch. Straight through cable again. 1 to 1. 2 to bottom port here 2. 3 to top port here 3. And then 4 down here to 4. So there's the closet patch cables done on this side. Let's back out and we just need the patch cables to go from PCs to outlets. So straight through from this PC, fast Ethernet 0 or fast Ethernet NIC if you will, closet to jack 1 or the outlet to jack 1. And we'll do the laptop over here to jack 2. This closet will go PC NIC to jack 1, laptop NIC to port 2. So if I now, let me go out here to the logical tab, we start seeing that the workstations are connected to the switches. Good. We now need to bring the switches online with the power supplies and then the modules to connect them and then over to the router. So let's click on this switch. We're going to put in the power supplies, 1, 2. Let's do the other switch over here. Put its power supplies in, 1, 2. So both switches should now be able to start booting up. We're going to add the fiber module to go between the two switches. So here, let me make this a little wider so it's easier to see. We're going to grab the LH module right here. There it is right there. We'll drag that into the first port. We're going to repeat this for the next switch. I need the LH module here. When I click on that, it shows up down here, and I can drag that into port 1. Now we can connect the two with a fiber cable. So let's use the fiber optic cable here. We're going to connect here from this fiber port. Click on the next switch. Go down to the bottom to that fiber port. So that now, those two switches should be connected with fiber optic. If I go to the physical tab, I should see the two closets now connected. Excellent. I'm going to go back to the logical tab. we now need a connection from here to this router. So I'm going to click on this switch, and I'm going to add the copper SFP module. So here is my copper SFP module. I'll slide that into port 2 there. And then I'll go to the physical tab to this main closet, and I'm going to connect from that copper port up to this router. And this router, I think it was still 00. I think 00 is up there. I think that's the 00 port. So it's to our straight through cable. We're going to go from this copper port here, and we're going to go, I think this was our 00 module. Yes, that one right there is the one we need. So that should now be connected. If I back out here one level and go to the logical, I should see that connection now coming online as well. All right. So our Philadelphia side is now cabled up. I'll save my progress so I don't lose where I'm at. And now we want to make sure we have our servers connected in as well. So our servers in this case is on the Philadelphia side. So we'll go to the physical tab, and I'll just back out and make sure I'm here at the Philadelphia side. Here's the Harrisburg side, here's the Philadelphia side. I'm in that city, I'll open that building, and in the main closet here is where I should locate all the servers. If I scroll down through my rack, here they are. Here's the DHCP server, here's the HTTP server, here's the DNS server. All right, so it tells me over here that it wants me to, I think I'm going right down the line, 21, 22, 23, yeah. So DHCP server, we want to go into port 21. So I'm going to make this just a little smaller. And I need the DHCP server cabled into port 21 up here. So let's cable that. Here's the NIC. And I'm going to come up here and I'm looking for port, that's 17, there's 19, there's 21. I'm looking at that last number, there's 21. That server's cabled in. I now need the HTTP server that's going to go to port 22. Go up here to 22 will be right below that one. And then I need my DNS. It should be in the port 23. So I'm going to straight through, go from that NIC up here to port 23. So those should now be connected to the network. And if I go back to my logical tab, I should see they're cabled into this Philadelphia switch in that main closet. All right, I'll save my progress as I go here. All right, now we need to make sure we have our workstations set so they're going to get IP addresses from the DHCP servers at each side. So on the Harrisburg side of the network, this router is configured to be a DHCP server, so it should be handing out addresses to these devices. So what we'll do on the Harrisburg side, I'm just going to start working my way across the line. I'll click on the Harrisburg PC, go to the desktop, go to ipconfig, and I'm going to cycle it over to DHCP and try to watch for it to pick up an IP address, and it did. It's from the 10 network, which is the Harrisburg side. I'll close that. I'll go to the laptop, do the same thing. Cycle the DHCP, wait a second. I want to make sure it's picking up an address 10. There we go. This one here, DHCP, and that's going to verify that we have all of our connections here working between, and we do. We're picking up another 10. Good. And then last but not least on our laptop. And this should be picking up a 192.168.10 right there. That's subnet. Good. So this side is all cabled correctly. Since it's cabled correctly, it's communicating with the DHCP server, and the DHCP server is able to hand it an IP address. So we know all the cabling is functioning correctly as it should, because we're getting our layer 3 address, if you will. I'm going to repeat this for the Philadelphia side. Over here, we actually have an actual DHCP server handing out addresses. So we'll click on this Philly PC, cycle the DHCP, and we should be picking up a 30 address. We do. Right there's the 30 subnet. I'm going to Philadelphia laptop 1, if you will. And I'm getting an IP address there. Good. I'm going to go to Philadelphia PC 2. This is now verifying, do we have the connection between the switches done correctly? And we do. We're getting an IP. And last but not least, over here, DHCP, we're getting an IP address there. Excellent. So all these PCs are cabled correctly, and because they are cabled correctly, they're able to communicate with the DHCP server and get an IP address. I'm going to save my progress here. All right. When we come back to the next one, we're going to do some connectivity testing, and while we do, we're going to save some results to submit for this part of the lab.